Good afternoon. It is it's Monday and it's August, and I haven't been here for a few weeks. The latter part of July got crazy. My older dog, who was 13, got really sick, and we had to put him down. And my partner ended up with some partially formed blood clots and ended up in the emergency room twice. And I've just been busy doing things. So that was all in 1 week, but it kind of spanned the first and bottom part of the week. Hey, shush, 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 shush. And I just didn't get here. Partly because of that, but also the subject I want to talk about, I've been thinking a lot about. I don't know if it's appropriate or not in terms of offensiveness, but I'll make a go of it anyway. And if I make any verbal faux pas, please let me know, and I apologize in advance. I know I have 2 subscribers now, but I know them both. One of them being my partner. But I'm not going to let that affect me, because I know where you live. All right, so today I want to talk about the phrase, does that make me gay? Or does that mean I'm gay? And I'm referring to this in reference to my particular situation, in that I identify as a heterosexual woman, but I'm married to a trans woman. And so, does that make me gay? And this is definitely a question that I've considered. There's no doubt about it. But what's really made it a topic that I want to talk about is that I happen to know, I don't have a wide circle of trans friends. In fact, I don't know anybody. I can't say I don't know anybody personally. I don't have any people that I consider friends, but my partner has trans friends, 2 of them in particular. And both of them were married. And both of them are going to be getting a divorce. And at least from what I've heard, is because the women have said, because they don't want to be married because they're not gay. And every time I hear that, I kind of think about so many people out there that do identify as gay and want to be married. But that, it feels really harsh to say you don't want to be married because you're not gay, because your partner is a trans person. And that's not to say that you should stay married either. You need to do what you need to do. But I don't know. It's just, I think it's the wording of it. And again, I didn't hear these women say that. All I know is like secondhand. But it's out there, and it's, in situations like mine or anybody who has a trans partner, the question comes up even if it's not asked. I know my friends think about it or have thought about it or asked me and stuff like that, and I've asked myself. And so I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today, about what is gay. I'm old enough to know or remember when gay meant happy. But gay in the terms of, I think of it as an umbrella term, in that you're attracted to the same sex as you identify with. And that's not a problem in the general sense, but if you're with a trans person, then it becomes a thing. Does that make me gay? Or a lesbian? Or, I'm sorry, I'm picking at something, my fiddle. So let me put it this way. I don't identify as gay or a lesbian. I don't know how to identify as anything other than a heterosexual female. At one time, I played around with bisexual. I think I've said it in the past, don't have a problem with female bodies by any means. But when it comes down to it, it's guys. And yet here I am in a relationship with a person who doesn't identify as a guy. So I think of gay, and this is me not having looked anything up, but I think of gay as like a sexual preference. Gay is something that, like I said, you're attracted to and probably having sex with the same gender. I think it might be kind of an old-fashioned term at this point. Maybe queer is a better term. It's probably a little bit more effective, accurate. But anyway, I've thought about this, and if I was in my 20s and I didn't have kids, and I was married to my husband, and my husband came to me and said, I'm transgendered, and I'm going to transition to a female, I can't say for sure how I would have reacted. I would like to think that I would have worked things out. However, not having had kids at that point and wanting to have kids at some point would have been a factor. I'm a person that wanted to be a mom. Not everybody I know wants to be a mom. And that's okay, but I did want to be a mom. And so in this transition, would it have affected that? Now, knowing my partner, I think she would have wanted kids. She never did in her first marriage for personal reasons, but she would certainly have made a great parent, and she's been a great parent to my kids. So that would have been my question, not am I gay, but do you still want to have children? Now I say that, I was having my kids back in the 90s, long before a lot of this stuff was out, so I can't say for sure. This definitely would have been my answer. But I would like to think that I wouldn't have said to my partner, well, I don't want to be married because I'm not gay. It feels rude, and it feels disrespectful, and it feels, I don't know, inappropriate. Again, I'm not in these relationships that I've heard of, and I don't know what's gone on in those relationships, but just to say that I'm not gay, therefore I don't want to be married to you. In my book, marriage is more than sex, and it's more than gender. And so when I look at my partner, whoever my partner is going to be, I want them to make me laugh, and I want to be able to make them laugh. I want to feel safe with them. I want to be interested in what they're talking about. I want them to be interested in me. I want us to be able to think of each other with respect, and so on and so forth. So these things are really important to me. They would have been important to me many years ago. They certainly were when I was much younger, along with the kids thing. So I have that with my partner. I had it with my husband, and there's been a lot of ups and downs, but primarily it's been good. I mean, I have faith. I have faith in us, and we want to work things out. We have definitely been very clear about that with each other, that that we want to work it out. So she doesn't identify as gay either. So here we are, two women living together, married, neither of whom identify as gay. And so I guess to all my hypothetical viewers, whom I don't think I have any, but if you are ever out there and you ever see this, consider your relationship and what's important, and you know, it, is this the only thing that's wrong with your partner? I mean, if they're assholes and they've cheated on you, that's the whole separate thing. If they're now attracted to men because they identify as women, that's an issue, but that's not your fault. That's just who they are. In my particular case, Clara has sworn, and I believe that she is still attracted to me, and I'm her wife, and that's that. So for us, it's been pretty clear. But I can't imagine saying to her, well, I'm not gay. I don't know, it just feels disrespectful. And the two women that from what I've heard, again, I don't know them, so I'm making some judgments here, definitely. I don't know their situation. I know that they both have kids, and I know that both their partners are transitioning. And does religion get in the way? Is it culture? I don't know. I would like to think that love plays a bigger factor than those things. But, some of the things I've experienced the last year or so, the last couple years, make me think that sometimes culture and religion play a much bigger role in people's lives than love. And that's kind of sad to me. If you love somebody, shouldn't that be enough? I mean, obviously you have to have a partnership there. I think, and I was told this, that one of the things that's going to come out as your partner and you transition is that your marital issues will show up big time. In other words, a lot of the problems that you have aren't transitional. They're going to be your marital issues that you've never dealt with as a heterosexual couple. And that was totally true for me and Clara. Or I should say Clara and I. And I won't go into those in this video because it's long and lengthy, but it's definitely a true thing. And I think I have to believe that if somebody's saying that to their partner, that there's some issues going on there that they're not identifying with. And what makes me sad is that a lot of people don't want to identify with certain stuff that's happened in the past. They don't want to deal with things that have gone on, and therefore you just want to blame the partner for transitioning, and it's all their fault, and you're not gay. I think it's a classic way of not taking responsibility for your feelings. You're blaming your partner for their fault, and you're saying, well, I'm not gay, therefore you are, or you don't want to be with me because you're gay now, or I'm not gay. It just makes me sad. I can't imagine having said that to my partner ever. I mean, at least not in that tone. And I am taking some assumptions here about it. It's a slang. It's being used as a slang in the way that I understand it here. That's not slang, but disrespectful, an angry way. And it's just one more way of making people invisible. It's putting yourself in an umbrella, under an umbrella of not my fault, not in my backyard, it's not my deal. Take some fucking ownership. You don't want to be married because this person's transitioning. It doesn't make you gay to stay with somebody who's transitioning. It doesn't make you a lesbian. It makes you who you are. So you're putting how people view you above how you view your marriage. So the fact is your marriage sucks or isn't happy in the first place if that's how you're looking at it. You know, you're not willing to work it out. You have stuff there and it's just a good excuse not to be married anymore. Now, I also don't expect somebody to stay just because they feel they should. You have to ask yourself, how important is this relationship to me? I went through all these thoughts very early on, and they have crossed my mind more than once when we're in the middle of a fight or something's going on. Definitely there. What is the real issue underneath it? What's the real issue? I think, the word gay was coined, well, probably not before people who transitioned, but certainly before people who are transitioned could stay with their partners, because it was illegal for a long time for a transition person to stay with their partner. You had to get divorced, and you had to have gender correcting surgery. And that's not true anymore. So I guess my point is, and this is kind of a short video, I suppose, but maybe not, but doc 15 minutes. Get over yourself. You may not be gay, but you're not getting divorced because you're not gay. You're getting divorced because you're not happy, or you're angry, or you're feel betrayed, or lied to, or something like that. But you're not getting divorced because you're not gay. So being with a transition person doesn't make you gay. You're with a transition person because you love that person and they are going through a journey. You're transitioning too. You find your truth. I may stay married to Clara for the next 50 years. I'll never identify as gay. I just won't. It doesn't matter what she transitions, how far she goes in her transition. I'm just not going to. Now, it's up to me to decide whether I want to stay married or not, but it's never going to be because I'm not gay. All right, that's enough for now. It turned into a lecture. I think it's important to think about the anger behind those words when we're talking transition and relationships and the confusion that can ensue. Have a good week. Hopefully I will be back next week and not in 3 weeks. Bye.